How to stay the city never slept. From the 72nd floor of Orion Tower, Ethan Vale watched it pulse beneath him, headlights threading through the streets like veins carrying ambition. Inside the glass office, executives waited silently across a glowing video wall. "Pull the funding," Ethan said calmly. "But sir, the community housing project, it isn't profitable." Silence. No one challenged him. They never did. The call ended. The skyline reflected in the glass, sharp, cold, controlled. So was he. His phone buzzed. Private line, unknown number. He ignored it. It buzzed again and again. Irritated, he answered, "Yes," breathing on the other end. Small, shaky, then a voice. "You said you'd come back." Ethan frowned. "Who is this?" "You promised Mommy you'd come back when you were brave enough." His chest tightened. "Where did you get this number?" "She kept it. She said if we ever needed you we should try." "Try what?" "Who is your mother?" Silence. Then softly, "Her name is Clara." The world tilted. He hadn't heard that name in 7 years. The line crackled. "She's in the hospital." The boy whispered, "They say she's very tired." "How old are you?" Ethan asked. 6. The air left his lungs. "Where are you?" "I don't know. There are machines. They keep beeping." The call dropped. Across town, in a public hospital that smelled of antiseptic and exhaustion, a little boy sat alone in a plastic chair too big for him. His sneakers didn't touch the floor. He hugged a small toy astronaut missing one arm. Ethan didn't think. He moved. Calls were made. Cars dispatched. Private specialists rerouted. Within 30 minutes, a hospital wing that had once struggled for funding suddenly had new equipment, more staff, and new urgency. Money moved faster than emotion, but not faster than regret. When Ethan arrived, he saw the boy first. Dark hair, serious eyes, too serious for 6. "You called me," Ethan said quietly. The boy studied him. "You look like the pictures." "What pictures?" "Mom keeps one in a drawer. She doesn't look at it much." Ethan swallowed. "What's your name?" "Liam." The name hit harder than any accusation. "Is she going to die?" Liam asked, direct, unfiltered. Ethan had built companies worth billions. He had negotiated with presidents. He had crushed competitors without blinking. But he couldn't answer that question. "I won't let that happen," he said instead. It wasn't a promise. It was a plea. Through the ICU glass he saw her, Clara, thinner, paler, but unmistakably her. Memories flooded back. The night he left the argument, his father's voice, "She'll ruin everything you're building." And Ethan had chosen everything. Except her. The doctor approached. Severe infection, untreated for too long. She avoided private care. Why? The answer burned. Because she didn't want his money. She wanted him. That night, Ethan stayed. Board members called. $1 billion acquisition was collapsing. "We need your signature." "Tomorrow," he said. "Sir, this could cost us," and I know. He hung up. Across from him, Liam fell asleep mid-sentence, still holding the broken astronaut. Ethan gently adjusted the toy in his arms. "What does it do?" he whispered. "It flies," Liam murmured, "even when it's broken." Ethan closed his eyes. Morning came with uncertainty, vitals unstable, doctors rushing. At one point, the monitor flatlined. Liam screamed. Ethan pulled him close as chaos unfolded beyond the glass. For the first time in his adult life, Ethan prayed. Not for success, not for power, for one heartbeat, just one more. The machine beeped, then again. Rhythm returned. Clara was still here, barely, but fighting. Later, when Clara finally opened her eyes, she saw him. Not the billionaire, not the empire builder, just Ethan. "You came," she whispered. "I should have come 7 years ago." Tears slipped silently down her temples. "I didn't want your money. I know. I wanted you to choose us." He nodded. "I'm choosing now." She searched his face. "Don't choose because you feel guilty." I'm choosing because I finally understand what matters. 3 days later, a DNA test confirmed what they already knew. 99.9% probability Liam was his son, but Ethan didn't need the numbers. He saw it in the boy's stubborn chin. The thoughtful frown, the quiet strength. The merger collapsed that same week. Stock prices dipped. Media speculated. Investors panicked. For once, Ethan didn't rush to fix it. He sold what he needed to, restructured quietly, and moved into a modest house near the hospital. Not a penthouse, not a tower. A home. Recovery was slow but steady, mornings filled with cautious laughter, evenings with homework and burnt pasta. Ethan learned how to tie smaller shoelaces, how to sit through cartoons, how to listen without trying to solve. One night, Liam handed him a drawing, 3 stick figures and a rocket. "That's us," he said. "Where are we going?" Ethan asked. "Doesn't matter," Liam shrugged, "as long as you don't leave again." The words hit harder than any boardroom confrontation. "I won't," Ethan said. This time it was a promise. Months later, Clara stood in their small backyard, sunlight in her hair again. "You miss it?" she asked. "The tower, the power?" Ethan watched Liam chase fireflies. "No," he said honestly. "I built empires trying to feel important. And now," he smiled softly, "now I just want to be present." Clara nodded. "That's harder, I know." That night, as Liam slept, Ethan stood in the doorway, watching him breathe. The broken astronaut sat on the shelf, repaired, still imperfect, still flying. Clara joined him. "You're different," she said. "I had to almost lose everything to see what truly mattered." She squeezed his hand. "You didn't lose it." He looked at his son. "I almost did." Outside, the city still pulsed with ambition. Deals were still made. Towers still climbed toward the sky. But Ethan Vale no longer needed to stand above the world. He had finally learned something rarer than success: how to stay